From the Detroit Free Press, it's Wednesday, May 20th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Angie Jackson. Governor Gretchen Whitmer issued a state of emergency late Tuesday for Midland County after the Edenville and Sanford dams breached following several days of heavy rainfall. Whitmer urged residents in the area to evacuate immediately as water levels continued to rise Tuesday evening. Meteorologists project that flooding along the Tittabawassee River will reach historic levels. Speaking during a press conference late Tuesday, Whitmer said downtown Midland could be under 9 feet of water by Wednesday afternoon. Shelters have been set up in Midland County. The Michigan National Guard is on the scene, and helicopters are being used to try to find the best way to evacuate people. In the middle of the coronavirus crisis, Whitmer said it's safe to anticipate that many people will struggle.
This is unlike anything we've ever seen before. I feel like I've said that a lot over the last number of weeks. But this truly is a historic event that is playing out in the midst of another historic event.
She said she'll work with the legislature to help those who are affected by the floods, which could be tens of thousands of residents.
This is Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent for the Detroit Free Press. President Trump's visit this Thursday to a Ford Motor plant in Michigan apparently violates rules banning non-essential visits to manufacturers. Governor Gretchen Whitmer put the rule in place to help stop the spread of coronavirus. But she doesn't have any plans to try to stop the visit. She says it highlights important work being done by Michigan companies to fight the virus. Ford is using its Rawsonville plant in Ypsilanti to build ventilators. Meanwhile, there are also questions whether the president plans to wear a mask on the trip. He hasn't worn them in other visits to plants making medical equipment, but he has said he would if required to do so, and Ford policy requires everyone to wear a mask.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. A Lyon Township man impersonating a law enforcement officer was following 3 unmarked Oakland County Sheriff's vehicles, which he may have been planning to stop, at 2:40 a.m. Saturday. Instead, police arrested him. Deputies said 51-year-old Leonard Harris is a convicted murderer. He had handguns, a police-style badge, handcuffs, a scanner, and a plastic straw coated with cocaine. Moreover, police said, when deputies stopped Harris at the Kensington Place mobile home park, a woman and 2 toddlers, ages 2 and 1, were in the 2010 Dodge Durango he was driving. Harris was charged with firearms possession by a felon, possession of cocaine, and use of flashing lights. The woman in the Durango, Leanne Garcia Stowe, 24 of Lyon Township, was arrested and charged with felony drug possession and carrying a concealed weapon. Detectives said during questioning, Harris admitted he had used his police-style equipment, including the spotlight in the Durango, while in Metro Detroit. Authorities are investigating whether he committed other crimes.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny. $50 million. That's the amount of unredeemed pop and beer cans and bottles, each with a 10-cent deposit, piling up in Michigan residents' closets, garages, and sheds since late March, when Governor Gretchen Whitmer's emergency order for the COVID-19 pandemic stopped stores from accepting returnables. That number grows by 70 million bottles and cans per week. Michigan has a very successful bottle and can return program because of its larger 10-cent deposit and the ability to return the bottles and cans to the stores where they were purchased. Of the 10 U.S. states that have deposits on bottles and cans, Michigan was the only one to completely shut down returns for coronavirus. As some states have begun relaxing restrictions, Michigan hasn't so far. That's a problem for the companies relying on the aluminum, glass, and plastic from Michigan's bottles and cans, as well as for those who want their dimes back.
I'm Evan Petzold of the Free Press Sports Department. On Tuesday, Central Michigan University's athletic department discontinued men's outdoor and indoor track and field, effective immediately, to save $600,000 annually as a result of budget restrictions due to the coronavirus pandemic. Central Michigan is the 6th football bowl subdivision program to cut a sports team, along with Old Dominion, Cincinnati, Bowling Green, Florida International, and Akron. Athletic Director Michael Alford, who spoke on a conference call Tuesday afternoon, said he went through up to 7 options before deciding it was impossible to keep men's track and field. Athletes can transfer to other universities with immediate eligibility. Scholarships for players on the teams, including incoming freshmen set to begin classes in the fall, will be honored if they choose to stay. Discontinuing the teams dropped Central Michigan from 7 to 5 all-male intercollegiate athletic teams, one below the threshold to keep FBS status. Alford has submitted a waiver to the NCAA with hopes of a positive response, and he has promised to be at full compliance for the 2020-2021 academic year.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.